stage is set for the inaugural G4D Open at the magnificent Woburn Golf Club in England. We're all set for an enthralling and entertaining 3 days of action as the most talented golfers with disabilities in the world compete for the trophy and history.
Welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
Welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
Benvenuti a Woburn per il G4D Open.
Welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
Welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
The G4D Open is one of the most inclusive ever championships according to the world ranking for golfers with disabilities. It has players of all ages, men and women, amateurs and professionals, with a wide range of handicaps from all around the world competing. Staged in partnership with the R&A and the DP World Tour and supported by Edgar, the field for the inaugural championship consists of 80 of the most talented golfers with disabilities from right around the planet, made up from a mix of professionals and amateur golfers of both sexes. Each player competed in one of 9 classes, which cover various categories in standing, intellectual, visual and sitting, depending on their disability. All 80 players competed across 3 days in a 54-hole stroke play format at the renowned Duchess course at Woburn. During the event, 4 different tees will be used to ensure an appropriate course length is met for each of the 9 classes competing. At the end of 3 days competition, an overall winner will be crowned the inaugural G4D Open champion. There will also be opposite sex winner and a gross prize in each of the 9 categories. The Duchess course at Woburn is set to host this historic event. It's one of 3 layouts at the brilliant Bedfordshire venue, which also boasts superb practice facilities. The Duchess is sure to prove a stern test with soft conditions making it play extremely long. Brendan Lawler is one of the favourites.
We obviously got the word a few months ago that this event was going ahead and you're always excited, but when you walk through the doors, you're just more excited about just seeing how it's all set up, all the signs, everything. It's fantastic.
It's a wonderful place and lots of good players here, so it will be a very good event.
Previously, I've always played against ladies, you know, in match play and things like that. So now it's more competitive. We're playing against the men.
It's a major feeling for us, bringing all the different disabilities together, the wheelchairs and all the players together. It's really fun to see people from a long time ago I couldn't see because they are not playing now on tour. So it's going to be a great event, and we are going all to push very hard for it.
It's the first time seeing all the guys we used to play in the Edgar events, and we haven't seen these guys in such a long time. So it's lovely to just come and chat. It's like all the family's back and it's a good buzz.
I've been around for a while in this disability golf. I lost my arm in '92. I had a tumor in my shoulder and I had to amputate my right arm. But I played golf before. I thought it was over, but I kept playing, and I am way better now than before with 2 arms.
I did 20 years in the army, but unfortunately I left with injury. Now I've got a full knee replacement, but I'm having to have another full knee replacement on the other side.
When I was 15 months old, I suffered a lawnmower accident and lost my right arm and right leg. To be honest, I've tried to not let it stop me getting in the way of anything. I've always been determined to overcome any challenges. I don't think anyone will ever crack the game of golf, but it's given me something that I've been so determined at to get better, and yeah, it's been fantastic for me. Massive, you know, for golfers with disabilities, you know, the awareness that's been created around this event all over the news, like building up to it, is just, yeah, amazing. I've only been in the sport about 3 years now, and you know, the development that I've seen in the sport and the awareness that has grown has just been phenomenal.
When the DP World took over, that's when we really started to see the strides. We were pushing a very, very strong message out to many people of what we can do. Like, disability golfers are becoming household names, which you'd never thought anything like that would happen. So it's an honour to be here this week.
Hopefully, with all the publicisation, the media, people will see this, and we'll encourage a lot more people to come forward.
You can't explain to people how good this feels to have the backing of the R&A and the DP World Tour. It means the absolute world to these players, because it means that they're being recognised. I mean, some of the golf they're playing is just mind-boggling. I mean, there's guys, Kip, who's world #1, he's off a +4 handicap. And to do that with a disability, is to see it happen, to see him play, to see all of these guys play, is just fantastic.
We have to give these people a platform. For us, it's added to this whole feeling that golf can be totally inclusive. Anyone can play it at any age, and I think this week's going to break some barriers as well in that thinking.
Down to business then, and Erika Malmberg had the honour of hitting the first tee shot.
When I saw that I was gonna be the one opening the event, I was amazed and really, really happy, because it's a great honour.
This is game #1. On the tee from Sweden, Erika Malmberg.
I'm really excited to be here. The G4D Open is the biggest event ever I have played, and since it's being the first, it feels quite special to be able to say I was on the first G4D Open ever. My disabilities are ADD and autism. It's autism that makes me allowed to play on this event and allowed me to be on the world ranking. This event gets a lot of attention. I was very proud this morning when I found out that if you go to randa.org, at the homepage you will see my name. And the big organizations around R&A and DP World Tour, the attention from you guys makes the sport bigger and get more attention to the sport and more participants. There's a lot of people out there that would benefit both in mental health and in general health, just to realize that they can play golf even though they have some disability.
So to the competition, and after Erika found the fairway, round 1 was underway. To talk you through proceedings, Sophie Walker, and first, Andy Stevenson.
Well, it was all smiles early on Wednesday morning as the sun shone down on the Duchess course. And this is Marjan Gavez, 53 years old, from Slovenia, knocking his approach at the 5th. Nice and close, and a smile from Gavez. Big personality.
Kasper Holst Christiansen from Denmark. This was on the 2nd hole, first of many testing par 3s. An excellent shot here. He plays up a +4.6 handicap, and that is why.
Johan Kammerstadt, one of a number of talented Swedish players on the tour. Born with his right leg significantly shorter than his left, and look at that nice touch around the green from Kammerstadt.
Gustav Stigson Andersson from Sweden. He plays with a prosthetic arm. This was his 2nd shot to the 8th hole. Beautifully controlled into that back flag.
One of the favourites this week, Juan Postigo of Spain, born with one leg, knocking in to finish his opening round nicely. A 1 under par 71 saw him sitting nicely near the top of the leaderboard.
The world #1, Kip Popert, many people's favourites to lift this trophy. And you can see why. A fantastic shot into the opening hole. He's got a short game to match, also a +4 handicapper. Looking to turn professional, and that one nearly went in. A great par save there on the 16th. He was 1 under par playing the final hole. This laser beam approach, asking for it to go. Of course it listened. That left him with this right-to-left birdie try for a round of 70.
It was great fun. Nice to finish with a birdie, and look forward to tomorrow. It was nice. My dad walked around with me, and that was cool. So I had a great day. It was great fun.
Meanwhile, Popert's biggest rival, Brendan Lawler, was just off the green here on the 8th. This was his chip, and he judged that one nicely, the Irishman. One of the most recognisable players on the G4D Tour. And on the 16th, the short par 3, this was his tee shot. And landing it almost pin high to within around 10 feet. Lawler on a bit of a charge. And up on the 18th hole, this was Lawler putting in for par to finish his round nicely, keeping himself right in the mix.
Played solid all day. Front 9, I missed quite a few putts. Left probably 2 out there in the front 9 and got to 11, and there was a rain delay and a lot of rain, and we were going back out onto the course, and it was quite sapping. I had a 3-footer when I went back out, so it wasn't the best type of putt to have when you went back out, but hold it good on the next, and made 3 on the bounce on 15, 16 and 17, which pushed me into 2 under, so happy enough.
There's nothing between the top 2 players in the world rankings as Kip Popert and Brendan Lawler share the lead on 2 under par, 1 clear of Juan Postigo. Join us after the break for round 2 from the G4D Open to see if this man can kick on. Welcome back to the inaugural G4D Open at Woburn Golf Club. The top golfers with disabilities in the world are doing battle and also having a lot of fun out on this beautiful golf course.
Welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
Welcome to Woburn och G4D Open.
Welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
Hello, welcome to Woburn for the G4D Open.
There are many incredible stories this week, and one of the most amazing is Chris Aves. Andy spent some time with him at the start of the week.
I was kind of at work, but not physical duty, kind of front line or anything like that. We decided that we're going to head back to another police station. Myself and 2 other officers, we crossed over Westminster Bridge onto the path, Big Ben side. And then the rest, it's national history. The terrorists drove through many people, one of them being myself, and left with a spinal cord injury after being hit by his SUV. I was in a coma for about 7 or 8 days, and when I woke up in intensive care, I had my family around me, and it was then when my family, along with the doctor, explained to me my injuries, and they said there and then, you know, there's a 0.5% chance that you're going to walk again.
I know you're a keen golfer before that day, so how high was golf up your list of priorities in terms of getting back out here and being able to play the game that you loved again?
I had a top three. Three things I didn't think I'd ever be able to do again. One was to be a dad. I've got 2 young children, they were 6 and 4 when it happened. The other one on the list was watching Tottenham Hotspur again, which
I'm
might
going
take.
to have to stop. I'm going to have to stop.
I might take that one off the list. And the third was I wouldn't be able to play golf again. I was very lucky enough that a local pub that I drink in Barnet called the Railway Tavern put on a golf day for me. Auction, charity. They managed to raise £17,000 in one day. And because of them, because of like the gentleman's name is Kieran Guthrie, I was able to purchase one of these.
I just want to see more of this amazing bit of kit that you've got here. Talk me through this chair.
So with the Power Golfer, obviously keep the clubs to my right hand side on a special connection there. And what I'll do is I'll take my club out of choice, and with the control panel on the right hand side, it's got 2 buttons that show you to kind of get into a standing position or seating position. And then the joystick, once in the seating position, allows you to drive around the course. From here, to take a shot on the tee box, I'll come up, and then what I will do then is kind of take just a little practice swing to see where I want to be.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a lovely assistant who'll come and place the ball for me there. And then I now know that I'm in position. And then from there, I get to take my my half swing or nearly 3/4 swing.
Yeah, because just show, so how far can you come round? Yeah, I see.
About
so
there, yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of half.
And similar distance through on the follow
Yeah,
through? Yeah.
Similar distance as well on the follow through as well, yes. I play golf because I like it. I play golf because I enjoy it.
But without this chair, you couldn't play golf?
Without it, I'd have nothing.
Truly inspirational to hear from Chris there. Back on the course for all the men and the women, teeing it up on day 2. The weather once again shone down in the morning. To take you through all the action, once again, it's Sophie and Andy.
Stigson and Anderson here, of Sweden, just 17 years old. And his tee shot on number 16. High into the air it goes, and it comes down beautifully, around about 10-12 feet away from the pin. Took up golf with his dad 6 years ago as a child.
Here's David Watts, the South African, won recently in Singapore, carrying his fine form into Woburn. Look at the backspin on that one.
Kammerstadt here, just off the fairway on 12. And he was looking after that one all the way. Oh, a beauty from Kammerstadt, the man who won the Australian All Abilities Championship back in 2018 and 2019.
Connor Stone on the 7th has scoliosis, 2 metal rods and 60 pieces of metal in his back. Says he struggles with rotation. But how about that? Nearly getting a hole in one on this 7th par 3.
Postigo just off the green on the 7th hole. And he's left that one a little bit short. Doesn't look too impressed by that.
Here's the Italian on the 16th birdie putt for Perino. This for back-to-back birdies. He would shoot a round of 75.
Kip Popert, his 3rd shot into the 15th hole. The man who's won 5 times already on the G4D Tour since the start of 2022. Would have wanted that one a bit closer with his wedge.
Well, Lawler hasn't won since then, looking to capture a major title birdied the 5th hole, so he's 1 under par for his round so far today. This on the 7th.
And then on to the 8th, his second shot into a fairly narrow entry to the green. Huge bunker there on the left, and the bunkers have all had ramps built into them this week for the sitting players. No issues though for Lawler with that second shot. And wrapping up his second round on the 18th with a par putt. 2 solid days' work for the Irishman.
Ireland's Brendan Lawler has a 1-shot advantage over Kip Popert heading into the final round. It looks likely to be a 2-horse race with Tommaso Perino and Juan Postigo at +6. It's going to be a clash of the Titans.
I hit it so good today again. Hit a lot of fairways, a lot of greens, had a few silly 3 putts, and a lot of putts from inside 5 feet I missed as well. So I probably, looking back and around, probably could have been 5 shots better easily. And that's just golf. All you can do is put yourself in contention for tomorrow, and hopefully they'll drop then.
The final round of the inaugural G4D Open at Woburn, and it's the perfect script, with world #1 Kip Popert just a shot behind world #2 Brendan Lawler. The best 2 G4D players on the planet are going head-to-head. Tommaso Perino was making up the final 3 ball. He and Juan Postigo are waiting to pounce on any mistakes. Let battle commence here at the Duchess course.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Blustery conditions were making for difficult scoring, but Alan Gaynor showed what was possible with this gorgeous approach shot at the 8th. That would yield a par for the Irishman. Chris Willis opened the tournament with an excellent 73, and he showcased his delightful touch around the greens with this lovely chip on the 2nd. Sweden's Johan Kammerstad is a regular on the G4D Tour. He wasn't the first to find himself in the trees, but he made a good up and down from here at the testing par 3 7th. Kasper Holst Christensen started the day in tied 7th, and the Dane put together a decent final round. This bunker shot at the 8th helped him finish inside the top 10. Tommaso Perino endured a difficult start to his round to fall out of contention, but he showed all his fighting spirit and got back on track with this par at 3. Rasmus Lear won the G4D Tour event at the DP World Tour Championship in Dubai at the end of last year, and he was battling hard in the tough conditions despite a bogey at 2. Connor Stone showed his ability with a 74 in round 1, and he was gunning for a top 5 finish. He saved par here on the 4th and made a birdie at the next hole. Juan Postigo parred the extremely difficult opening hole courtesy of this fine approach. He made a pair of bogeys at 2 and 3, but balanced his books for the day with birdies at 4 and 6. Overnight leader Brendan Lawler endured a nightmare start as he bogeyed the first 3 holes, but he steadied the ship with a par here at the 4th and added a couple more to be 3 over. Kip Popert took full advantage as he played his first 6 holes in level par, including a par here at 2. He made a bogey at 1, but he got that shot back at 6. So it's all change as a 3-shot swing sees Popert leapfrog Lawler into a 2-shot lead. Juan Postigo isn't out of this either. Let's hand you over to Andy and Sophie.
Well, you can see from the hoodie and the headgear that it's a chilly old final day. And Popert gives that all of his energy with a 5-iron on this 7th hole. Dealing with a right to left wind as well, and a beauty of a tee shot from the world number 1.
Worked with Stephen Orr on his golf swing. Pretty neutral at the top, and then we can see that follow through. He does this on every single shot. Wide open hips, incredible balance and powerful player. And the club twirl, that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
So can Brendan Lawler respond with his own tee shot on 7? Looks like he's pulled it. And from the yells of the crowd, you can hear that he's gone well left off the tee there. So advantage Popert.
Worked with Shane Lowry's coach, Neil Manchip. On play nicely, balanced, follow through, but you can see there the turning of the club face, which meant that ball went left.
Connor Stone, his 3rd shot into number 8. So many surgeries on his spine to allow him to play golf again. And is that going to hang on that top level? It does. Nice shot from Stone.
Juan Postigo, great look down this hole, back flag. That was into 8. Slightly open club face there by the Spaniard. Used to play golf with a prosthetic leg, but has decided to remove it. Him and his coach, Santiago, worked on that in northern Spain. Balance is key. Got one of the best backswings. He's so parallel at the top. Brilliant rotation. But for me, it's the balance.
Let's go back to Lawler, just off the green on 7. This is one of the strongest areas of his game, and it just clips the edge of the hole and goes by. So a tricky putt for par left for Lawler.
Fans watching on. Postigo's idol is Severiano Ballesteros. Has he got the Sevi touch? Not quite there. 10 feet left for his part.
And a big moment this for Popert in this final round. Birdie putt. Looked a nice stroke, but he's left it short and a little wide, so he'll tap in for a par, and he doesn't take advantage of that great tee shot. But he will keep going, no doubt about that. Great mentality, Kit Popert.
Back to the 8th. Right to left par try for Stone. Rolling end over end. An inch shy of pace for the Irishman. Represents Carlton House, the same golf club as Brendan Lawler. Got the Irish green on today.
Postigo here using his crutches there to just support him as he takes this par putt and right into the centre of the hole. One of the players who just fascinates people who've not seen him play before.
Lawler grew up playing pitch and putt over in Ireland. He'll need that right now. Oh, that is clutch. Massive par save. Father Billy on the bag acts as a psychologist. Fist pumps for the two of them.
It's as you were at the top as Popert maintains his 2-stroke advantage. Postigo has also made a solid start to be 5 back. Kit Popert has won 5 G4D Tour events since the start of 2022, and Andy caught up with our leader earlier in the week.
So you come into this tournament as world number one, which is a situation you're used to. You've been world number one for a good while, but does that tag add any extra pressure to you when you come into a tournament?
No, you know, the event's the event, and the reality of it is you only stay at world number one if you stick to your process and play better golf than everyone else. So.
How impressed are you with this G4D Open?
I think having 80 players in the event is awesome. I think for growing the game and growing disability golf, it's important that we have a major championship. I think, you know, meeting all these guys, I've met a few of them on the G4D and then a few from the EDJ events a few years ago, so seeing everyone together is really cool.
Can I ask you how you started playing golf?
My dad started golf when I was born. I just started swinging a club then, and then how I got in with the EDGA was I was watching Sky Sports, the Scottish Open, and Adam Wahhabi was playing. Adam from Belgium has cerebral palsy like myself, so I contacted him on Instagram and he sent me the link. I then signed up to the Portugal event, went there, and luck would have it, Adam was my playing partner, and he's a really good friend of mine.
And how does your cerebral palsy affect your golf?
I've almost think having my disabilities made me good at golf because I've got a resilience that I think I wouldn't maybe have if I was able to walk a golf course without a niggle. It doesn't really matter how I feel, I will try to produce the best score I possibly can, and I love that challenge. It's not necessarily competing against anyone else, but it's how can you make the best score from whatever position. I think that's almost like what it's like with a disability. You've been dealt a certain card and it's how can you make the best of your life.
Who would you say your main rivals here this week, and who do you think might be up there on the leaderboard?
I mean, you've got obviously all the guys in the G4D stuff. There's a few people I've never met before, so it's open to anyone, and my aim is I don't really look at other people, I just focus on what I'm doing, and if I, from behind a tree, make a 5 instead of a 6, then if I do that for the whole week, you should be okay.
Well, thanks very much for speaking to us and good luck this week.
Brilliant, cheers guys.
Things are heating up at the business end of the inaugural G4D Open at Woburn, with the main title and 9 different category wins on the line. In addition to this championship, the G4D Tour, played alongside the DP World Tour, has been huge for golfers with disabilities.
We actually launched our first event just before the pandemic started. Obviously then things had to take a bit of a hiatus, and then last season we launched with 7 tournaments, and it was amazing the reaction we had from not only the spectators but also the players as well, who really welcomed the G4D players at the tournaments and playing at the same time as them. So it was a huge success, and we wanted to build on that. This year we've launched with 9 tournaments, and we're looking to grow that as we go forward. We're taking it to new destinations around the world and trying to raise awareness of how inclusive the game of golf is and how accessible it is to everyone.
They're playing the normal integrated sport. They're playing it over a full golf course. It's not an adaptive golf course. It is a golf course that has had major championships on it before. And so no, I don't think they probably do realise how good some of these players are, but there are some serious athletes playing here this week.
Back to the action, and the players were battling some of the toughest wins all week in this final round. Rasmus Lear bogeyed 11 and 12, but he steadied things with this excellent tee shot on the 13th that yielded a par. Unfortunately, he bogeyed 15 and 16. Connor Stone bogeyed 10 and birdied 11. Bounced back from a drop shot on 14 with a birdie here at the 15th. This excellent shot from the sand setting it up. Juan Postigo dropped shots at the 10th and 14th, but he parred 15 and did the same courtesy of this great tee shot at the par 3 16th. Brendan Lawler had composed himself well after his dodgy start, and he holed this important par putt on 8. He notched his first birdie of the day on the 10th to get back to 2 over. The leader, Kip Popert, slipped up with a bogey at the 8th. He followed that with 4 pars, including this one at 12, but 2 more bogeys at 13 and 15 saw him drop to +4. That opened the door for Lawler, and he stepped right on through with a run of 5 pars from the 11th aided by this quality chip at 13. That gave him a 2-shot lead with 3 to play. Let's join Andy and Sophie with Lawler on the 16th tee.
Into the business end of the tournament then with Brendan Lawler on 16. It looks like he might have done exactly what he did back on the 7th. He has indeed pulled it into the trees over there, and it will all depend on what sort of lie he has over there. But 2 over par after nearly 3 rounds of golf around this Duchess course. Fantastic scoring from Lawler.
Perino next up, front left flag. He likes this one. Oh, it's come up ever so shy. The wind in those trees just buffeted that back short of the green. I had an accident when he was 17 years old. A car accident with a scooter, so he's very limited movement in his right leg. See how he posts on the left.
So with Lawler in trouble, another big moment for Popert here. Needs to pick up a couple of shots on his Irish rival if he can. Again, big effort off the tee. But by his high standards, that's a little disappointing at this stage from Popert.
Oh, Postigo can't see the flag. He's got 135 yards. He sends a pitching wedge high into the sky. He's hopping to have a look at it. It's like Sergio Garcia in the PGA Championship in 1999. How about that? Back edge. Had no shot.
Okay, very much.
Incredible strength from Postigo in that left leg. And the balance as well, quite something. As we look at Lawler. This recovery shot from the edge of 16. Well, that's rolled on a bit too far, but he's given himself a chance of par after a sticky tee shot. And Lawler still with this 2-shot advantage into the closing holes.
Rasmus Lear, the Swede, on the back edge of 18, looking to get up and down here. Just avoiding the advertising boards. Oh, he's done better than that. How about a birdie? What a way to finish his second top 10 of the year.
We saw Postigo's second, which had him hopping across the fairway. Can he knock this in for what would be a wonderful birdie on the final hole? Not quite for the Spaniard, but he's won plenty of new fans here this week, no doubt about that.
I think he's my favourite, Andy. Here's Stone on the 18th also. That birdie putt just coming up shy. But it's looking like another top 5. And I'm sure Connor will stay around to watch his good friend Brendan maybe lift this trophy. It's looking good, isn't it?
You feel that Kit Popert needs this one. Could be a 2-shot swing, remember, with Lawler. Tricky putt left for par. But this is for birdie. For the world number 1. He's given it a good go, but it's just coming up a little short. So that should be a par for Popert and puts all the pressure back on Lawler in what is turning into a match play situation in these closing few holes. Up ahead at 18, meanwhile, Postigo, Lear and Stone have their handshakes, and that has been a great group to follow. These 3 will be back at future G4D Opens, no doubt about that.
Par putt for Lawler. He's not putted too well this week. His long game has been what saved him, and that one's shy, so a bogey for the Irishman. Kip's in there close. It's looking like only a 1-shot lead with 2 holes left to play. Nervous times.
Perino here, the charismatic Italian with the bright blue trousers today. And knocking that one home for a par. He's on for a top 5 finish here. Used to play with Francesco Molinari as a youngster.
No doubt. There's the par. And a spring in the step. He knows he's got a chance, a lifeline. Some important words between Billy and his son now. Needs to get him back on track.
Lawler and Pope both parred the 17th, so the Irishman has a one-shot cushion with just one hole to play. But that closing hole is no pushover. This 18th is a tricky finishing hole. There's trouble on both sides if you're errant off the tee, so it's absolutely imperative to find the fairway with the tee shot. Can Pope do exactly that and apply some pressure to the leader?
You couldn't ask for a more exciting finish here. The world's top two going head-to-head down the final hole of this first G4D Open. Looked a good connection initially from Pope, but it's actually gone way right. A wild one at the most important moment.
He's been struggling off the tee this week. Lawler, not so much. Needs to find the fairway. Oh, he's ripped that one. And importantly, that has split the fairway right when he needed it most. So a one-shot lead and in position A.
But by contrast, Pope over here in the bushes, he's surely going to have to take a drop from there. And this is not what was required at all for Pope on this final hole. Lawler, just keeping a lid on his emotions, you would feel, surely knows he's in a fantastic position here. So look at this, over the tree here from Pope, in between the trees in fact. And he looks back at that lie. Oh, and he knows that could be the end of his challenge for this G4D Open.
.138 yards downwind. A smooth 9-iron is all that is required for Lawler.
Great swing.
Oh, a touch of adrenaline in that one, peppering the flag. That clinches it.
You would certainly think so. And Mum Mary looking on proudly, I'm sure, as ever. Kit Pope at a lost cause surely now, but he has to hold this to have any chance of grabbing the title. Pope out of the bunker.
In a finish befitting his world #1 status, Pope did hole that putt, but a closing bogey meant Brendan Lawler had 3 putts for the win. He didn't need them though, as he made a 2-putt par to become the first ever G4D Open champion with a 2-shot victory. What a win, and just look what it means to him. His dad was on the bag, and a special moment, a hug for Mum Mary as well. It was a roller coaster battle, but in the end it's Brendan Lawler who claims the trophy ahead of Kit Pope, and there were more congratulations from his manager, Niall Horan.
Congratulations, bud. Oh, I'm buzzing, hey, buzzing. It's been a while, but this one's sweeter than ever, sweeter than ever. How's things yourself?
All the tough times is worth it away.
100%, 100%, yeah, hard work. Cheers, Tony.
Well done.
Thanks very much.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well done, Brendan.
Thanks, Sue.
Okay.
Yeah,
great. I better keep you on you, boy.
Oh, man.
Well done.
Thanks so
You're
much.
wine the beer.
Thank you. It's the first win in a while. It's so good to get it. Oh. Yeah. Delighted. Delighted.
Brendan, as Streamaker, how does it feel? First ever win on the G4D Open.
It's been unbelievable. To be honest, it hasn't really sunk in yet. I've been putting so much hard work into my game the last few months, and it's been trending really well, and I just couldn't get it over the line last year, so it's been a while since I've been in the winner's circle, and I'm so proud of myself just to get it done. Really happy.
American Kim Moore won the ladies' title, finishing 4 shots ahead of Ireland's Fiona Gray.
It's an honor. It was definitely my goal coming in. And although I didn't play the greatest this whole week, I played good enough. And sometimes in golf, that's what it takes. And Fiona played very well. I mean, she was battling, we were battling back and forth. Although she didn't play the greatest today either, you know, we both had a good time, and you know, it means a lot. It means a lot to me.
Lawler received that fantastic trophy from the Duke of Bedford. And confirmation of the winners in all 9 categories. Congratulations to every player who's taking home some silverware. What an incredible week we've had here at Woburn for the inaugural G4D Open. Amazing golf, truly inspirational stories and lifelong memories made, in particular for this man, our champion, Brendan Lawler.